Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Big sort of semi-news day. Guild Wars 3 semi-confirmed. Regardless, it has put me in the mood for playing a bit more Guild Wars 2, so I'm going to be leveling up, and we're going to start real soon because it's showtime. Yeah. So, for anyone, say, watching the VOD because of my clickbaity title, job listing at ArenaNet. 5 things. Unannounced project. Writing for Guild Wars. AAA. MMORPG. Unreal Engine. They may not call it Guild Wars 3, but it's Guild Wars 3. What was I doing here on Nux? I think we're like 3 levels from the next line. Critical hits, grant adrenaline. I think we stopped there. Ooh. We want that one too. We start with strength? Maybe we started with strength? Yeah, we did. So, want that last thing in arms. And then we'll start spending more points on our additional skills. I believe we had finished off Chapter 2. Mm-hmm. Working on 3. Where do we need to do that? Let's see. Branded, Destroyer, Ice Rooter, Mordrum. Sons of Sonair. Or Flame Legion. Those are 2 different batches. Fields of Ruin, Blaze Ridge. Fields of Ruin. Chapter 3 of the personal story. Have I done the first 2? I don't know. Regardless. Fields of Ruin will be where we're headed. Let's make sure we've got the latest and greatest in harvesting equipment.
I offer the best prices around.
Good evening to whomever has joined me.
Do you need my help?
Mithril's 45. Why do you only have Mithril and... Come on, dude, that's just mean. Regardless, we will pick up the Mithril now. And then promptly forget about them. No, we'll leave them in the inventory. So I was planning, but I had forgotten about it. I'm playing
Seize the moment.
the new season for Torchlight Infinite, which begins in 52 minutes. But I will do that tomorrow. I wanted to strike while the not really existent iron was hot. I'm currently using steel. Dark steel. Alright, dark steel it is. Because we need to be able to, I think, mine. Okay, so. Don't believe this character has been. Or have they been? They probably actually have been. Maybe they have not been. Okay, well, Queensdale. Really? I didn't run them through Queensdale? Surprising. I normally run new characters through 2 or 3 of the starting zones, and Queensdale's always one of them. This is probably faster than trying to get to the Fields of Ruin any other way. Fields of Ruin, not a frequently not played map. number one. I fooled myself. It's not an easy map to get to if you don't know the way, because it's got a northern entrance from one of the Char area maps. And that's the only way in, except for a gateway that goes right there. But most people aren't going to be aware of it. Hey, Lone Star Wolf, good evening. Did my clickbait draw you in? Are you intrigued by my clickbait? It's pretty baity. Short explanation. There is a job listing on ArenaNet's website. 5 things of interest there.
The matrix capacitor seems to be going out of alignment.
Unannounced project. 1. 2. Writing for Guild Wars. 3. AAA. 4. MMORPG. And 5. Unreal Engine. Nod knocks. Happy birthday to you indeed. Old enough to drink yet? Seriously, happy birthday. And thank you for poking your head in on your birthday. I hope it was enjoyable, entertaining. I hope you had some good food and or beverages, preferably both.
Please, I need your help.
Ready for the next one. Advance!
I'll need to scout all of this.
Script thief. Oh, I don't think so, my little thiefy friend.
Dating adrenaline.
Only becoming 45. I remember 45. Heard bad things about the recent Unreal Engine versions. I heard the very latest has some issues. Although it's not clear if it's actually issues or just people are writing unoptimized code with the new code base, which is certainly possible.
Attack! Yes!
Oh, I don't think so. I believe I've covered this, sir. You're not allowed to leave carrying something that doesn't belong to you.
More hum, yes?
More come, yes. Eat axe, yes.
Feel the adrenaline.
My understanding is it's more difficult to develop for, and a lot of devs don't yet have the technical chops. But I don't think they specifically announced a version in the job ad that I was referring to.
That's right. I'm hit. Run back to
If you
your
weren't about
rattles,
for that,
scroungers.
nod knocks. My clickbaity title is 5 points from a job posting on ArenaNet. It is unannounced project, writing for Guild Wars, AAA, MMORPG, Unreal Engine.
Fine, but make yourself useful and take these helmets back inside.
So in essence,
Go on.
yeah, they may call it, Guild Wars Infinite, Guild Wars Beyond. Something else, but it's Guild Wars 3. We all know what it is. I also have zero idea as to how much, if any, Unreal Engine 5 draws from 4. How much of the knowledge base is transferable? And is Epic's excuse for developing a subpar coding tool, especially the lighting engine? Yeah, I have heard bad things about the lighting engine. Those tend to be somewhat modular, though. All right, time to beat up a hero challenge. And I'm not the first. Somebody else is over there beating them up for me.
Things are going to get worse.
Well, we'll help
before they
out.
get better
What do you
around
say?
here. Tensions are high.
Gaining adrenaline.
I'm gaining adrenaline.
Getting pumped.
I'm getting pumped.
Ready for anything.
You have seen battle. I can tell by the boldness of your attack.
Made the mistake of telling a Guild Wars 2 streamer who figured out how to play Guild Wars 2 in Linux that I was a Linux administrator now helping them fix their Linux problem. Depending on the version, there'll be no shortage of those. I'm not extensively familiar with Linux. I did some time with Ubuntu and Red Hat Enterprise. Not a bunch, but I have extensive experience in Unix, which obviously is very, very closely related. On every version from AUX, Apple's first Unix, all the way up to Unicos, Cray Computers Unix. Lots of experience. I'll be glad to help anyone out there who's having problems with their Cray Unicos. I'm not sure if that's even a thing anymore. I do have the celebration bonus. I do not have the Guildhall bonus. Win 11 will force you into Linux for your next PC. There was actually a thread specifically about that today on Reddit. About, I think it was one of the GOG, Good Old Games, or that's what they used to be called, one of their devs describing Windows, and I believe he was talking specifically about 11 as being just a piece of crap. Played a lot of MUDs on Unix terminals in your youth. I did a lot of time playing Rogue
You break it.
on
I
Unix
break
terminals.
you.
Guild crafting, guild gathering boost. See, that's the advantage to being in a guild. You get up enough, you can get an increased chance to find rare materials. Up to 8%. I will leave the guild hall now. Getting common to hear people ditching Windows for Linux. I mean, I haven't used any of the more contemporary Linuxes, whatever they're called. So I cannot speak to it, but the curve used to be pretty brutal if you had any problems. I don't know if that's still the case, but I mean, it really was. If you were not Linux/Unix savvy and you had problems, that was bad news for your average distros, yes. For your average, oh, don't give me Darksteel. I just bought Darksteel. I'm going to throw that away in protest. I've thrown it away in protest.
I don't like this tree.
That's not as good as what I'm using. I don't think I have greatsword in the offhand. Do I know I have spear? My current greatsword is a 215. That is a 400. 400 is slightly more than 215. Just slightly. So that might be the single biggest issue a lot of people would have for changing. Is simply not knowing where to go for any issues and what to do. For a savvy user, sure. Oh, crippling me, you jerk.
Oh, that had kill them all. Feel the adrenaline.
For you Guild Wars 2 players, there is currently a build, I believe it think it got linked on Reddit. It is essentially a one-button
Listen to me. My uncle's
31k DPS build for Warrior. Where basically you throw your heal, you hit your F2, and you hit your F1 off cooldown. And that's it. 31k. The rest is auto-attacking. A lot of installers now will set up the hardware that's traditionally hard to set up. Ubuntu's gotten good at that. That was always certainly the problem. Anything outside of sort of the standard delivery systems. He knocked me on my ass.
Gaining adrenaline.
Stupid human. I knocked them onto their grave. Sort of. Yeah, that was always one of the pain points, is if you weren't using pretty standard hardware stuff, getting any sort of manual driver manipulation used to be very difficult, and for someone non-savvy, just a complete non-starter. Like I said, I didn't have extensive Linux experience. A chunk with Red Hat. Little with Ubuntu. Very little. Think of Steam Sticks as the landing Steam machine, Steam OS. Win 11 can kiss gaming credentials goodbye. Inertia alone will prevent it from happening, although it might significantly damage Windows 12. Also, one of the biggest, I think, issues... Did we finish that heart? We must have. One of the biggest issues that the Steam box, Steam machine, I guess, right, is going to face has nothing to do with the competition and has everything to do with the hardware prices. There are also distros made specifically for gaming. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Got everything in town.
The Char will just leave after the treaty. Arm yourselves. Fight for your...
Given what's happening with hardware prices right now, it is a little difficult to see the Steam machine being competitive with consoles right now. With PCs, sure. And sort of the unspoken thing about that is it's meant basically as less as competition for PCs, although certainly that as well, but consoles. Good evening to those of you who've joined me. As someone who's never had much affection for Windows, I can't believe I'm saying this. At least from a person who lives in the tech industry as opposed to an investor. Level 44. That's 2 levels already. I'm a machine, guys. I think Satya Nadella, is it a D or a T? I can't remember. Has been a worse CEO than Ballmer. From the point of view of those who use the products, not to those who want to make money on the stock. Rifle 200. Yeah, that's not a very good rifle. People expect console prices for PC, then they're delusional. It'll cost $800 or more on release. A lot of people, when it was first announced, before the prices on components started going bonkers, a lot of people were saying that it was meant as a competitor to the consoles. We'll see. Steam's advantage is that they can eat so much loss on the hardware if they want to rake in profits from the 30% shops, which is their platform. Yeah. I always find it amusing when people complain about Steam taking 30%. It's like these people didn't live through when the supply chain used to take 60% of the stores of the retail price. 30% is a steal compared to what they used to get. Valve hasn't released the prices in the new hardware. Yeah, exactly. In essence, we're all just speculating. But hey, I'm a streamer. That's what we do. We speculate.
Ready for anything.
I mean, look at my clickbaity title. For anyone curious about the clickbaity title, I will explain. There is a job posting on the Internet website for the following 5 points plus other stuff. Unannounced project, writing for Guild Wars, AAA, MMORPG, Unreal Engine. Whether it ends up being called Guild Wars 3 or not, it's Guild Wars.
Feel the adrenaline. Kill them all.
Buy a Steam machine even if it costs $1,500? I'd need more information before I can say yes or no. SteamOS and the middle finger to Microsoft. Well, I certainly, hey, look. As someone who used to work for another large computer company named after a fruit, I've never been a fan of Microsoft. As someone who worked for years having to support their software, I've never been a fan of Microsoft.
Adrenaline ball.
So yes, I've always been a not fan. Especially someone who actually had to support their crap. And I started with Windows 3.11, Windows for Workgroups. I don't want to fight the veterans. I want to kill the easier ones. Thank you. And what was I doing for Windows for Workgroups? I was installing a third-party TCP/IP stack because they didn't support TCP/IP natively.
Ready for anything.
Which sounds incredible in this day and age, but yeah, 3.11 did not actually have internal support. 3.1? Yep, you too, huh? You officially dinged 45. Congratulations / condolences. Getting a year older? It's not great, but the alternative is not getting to get older, and I think that's probably worse. Haven't tried out yet. Does a little celebratory dance. I think that's appropriate. I would dance for you, but nobody wants to see that. Just install the Novell. Yeah, we didn't have Novell. We needed the TCP/IP, though. Chameleon was the TCP/IP stack. The TCP/IP stack software we had to install. I had to install. Let's see. Among the weirdnesses I saw while working on that, theoretically, Windows default.
I'm good.
That's level 45. Windows default was not a routed protocol, but we would occasionally see resources appear across the routers. Nobody could figure out how that was happening. Yeah, if you saw me dance, you would definitely pay to have the memory of that wiped clean. Let's see. We have enough points for... Nope, that one. Nope, that one. Yep, that one. All right, next up is the build. We already have strength. We will now add arms, because I have 2 of those. Let's see, gain fury when you swap weapons. Fury gives an increased critical chance. Expertise. No. That would be useful if I was doing Condi damage. Signet of Might. Your attacks become unblockable. Signets grant a stacking ferocity. That seems pretty good. Gain fury and adrenaline when you immobilize or disable. I believe that is a knockdown. That's a disable. We'll go with that. Congratulations, my friend, for sure. Increased critical hit chance against disabled or defiant. Oh, sure. I like crits and I cannot lie. Burst skills have increased critical chance. Gain bonus critical hit chance and ferocity for the duration when you use a burst skill. All right, well, we're all set for burst. So, let's check this out. Nice big burst crit there. How about a little, oh, I don't know, spinny axe action. My inventory is full. That's unfortunate. I'd rather not have my inventory be full. But it does look like it's fullish. Oh, is this a freaking... Alright, give me a second here. I need to sell all the crap that I've been gathering. 35 copper. Wealth. 1 copper. Minor wealth? That's a scepter. That's a staff. Okay. That's gotta go.
We have completed the task.
Shield is a 330 shield. Better than what we got. Alright, we'll keep that because we're going to be getting more of that because we need to be doing more mining and stuff. Okay. Alright. Back to mob murder.
Gaining adrenaline.
Oh, they run away. I'm sure I'm not the only one who hates mobs that do that crap. Oh, what do we have here with this? Shifting rocks.
Getting pumped.
I'm getting pumped. Which actually sounds a little bit dirty. That's not what's actually happening here, as best I can determine. Do I have additional points? I have quite a few additional points, actually. Sure. Let's prepare ourselves for a rampage. Maybe some shouts. You know, sometimes you just want to shout and let it all out. Sorry.
Move out.
It's a bottle lobber. I've got to get this guy up to 80. I mean, I could do that instantly, but that would be boring. Well, not instantly. A couple of minutes. So that I can try out the warrior one button
Kill them all.
31k build. Paragon. Your opener is your heal, and then F2, and auto attack, and after that you just hit F1 off cooldown. That's it. 31k. Well, I'm certainly not Tears for Fears. I could sing my way out of a paper bag, but it would only be because people would punch me in the face. And they'd want to get the bag off my head so that they could punch me in the face to stop me from singing. I do not think my voice could be described as mellifluous. Malignancy, maybe. A new event nearby. No, it's not the hill, I guess. That was the nearest nearby I could think of. Time to be all heroical and pick up scrap.
Adrenaline rising.
Really, does destroying their weapon racks honestly affect them very much? Black belt in self-critique. Or is it honesty? Yes. No, I like to think that expertise is subject specific. And so there are things I'm good at, and I will enthusiastically acknowledge that I'm good at them. And there are things I am not good at. And I think understanding where that line lies is how you avoid self-delusion. I'm not going to pretend that I can sing. I don't actually know that I'm bad, but I wouldn't be comfortable. And I do know what it's like to hear people who are bad singing, especially those who are not self-aware, and that's excruciating. Hey, Vanguard Scout Holt, here. Take these metal scraps. I do have a self-deprecatory sense of humor. But most of the time, it's pretty clear that I'm poking at myself. But I do know people who have what I would describe as not self-deprecating senses of humor, but rather sort of self-annihilating senses of humor. In that they kind of mean it when they talk bad about themselves. Bad acapella hurts the soul? Yeah. But especially if they think they're good. Someone who's bad, knows they're bad, and is, belting it out, that's like forgivable. But if they don't, if they think they're actually good and they're doing it, it's, I know the word people use now is cringe. It's short for cringeworthy, which is a perfectly good word. And that's what I would use. It is indeed worthy of cringing.
May the gods protect you.
Yay, another heart done. We're already 40% done with this map. That's just how awesome. I'm not.
On recon.
5 levels today? Already? What can I say? I'm a leveling machine. That's there.
This is the only proper course.
It's the only proper course, guys. Well, I can throw that out. Alright. We've got another part over here, I do believe. No, we already finished that one. Yay! I approve of that message. I think there's a POI up there. The boss is up.
Face me.
We don't want to mess with him if he's the one I think he is, because he is big and bad.
Come to my call.
Oh, they got a group fighting him. I'm going in.
Strong. I'll wipe you from the earth. No one will remember you were here. This looks isn't over.
I wasn't gonna, I was gonna take pity on him. I mean, I'm not an ogre hater. But other people were already murdering him, so I felt it was just my duty to make it a little faster. We have a hammer, 245. I'm pretty sure this one's better. 473, just the tiniest bit better. Did we actually have a pistol before? Here's the answer to that was no. Destroy that. And I'm just going to do it. I'm going to pull the scab off. A really gross saying. We got this dinky little leather bag, 8 slots. Oh, you cannot be serious. You're serious. All right, then. We will sell that. The hoops we have to hop through. We MMO players were just... Oh, it did go away. Never mind. It didn't. What happened to it? I had a slot that I hadn't put anything in. Well, that's been taken care of now. Actually, we'll swap it like that. These guys can move. It is such a trial being me sometimes. Cannot recommend. We hit 45 now, so we can swap in the mithril for the Darksteel we just bought. Fine, we whacked up 15 pieces of ore, and we're back. Like the NPC kicked the crap out of the event NPC, but I think if I res her, I have to escort her. She just dies again, so that's not worth my time. Because I got places to be and things to do. Okie dokie, we will grab the Vista. Cum laude, vista. I don't know if the kids still sing that in camp.
Drop one in his water,
Did when I was a kid.
so he takes out his tag, shoves it in the cup.
However we can. Oh, their morale's at 100. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, that wasn't... We managed to make a pretty good dent there just with a couple of them. 8% each, so we're going to kill like 12 of them. Oh, nice! A 2,200 point crit. Suck on that, you punks. There, 1/3 taken care of already.
Kill them all!
Okay, you heard me. I said I'd kill them all, so I now have to do it. I'm obliged.
Kill shot.
Oh, nice knockback. Almost dead guy. Now dead guy. Oh,
This
Not-
changes nothing.
not getting heart progress for this causes it pains my soul. Way down inside. Oh, we've got some dudes inside. How did you guys let people inside? How did you let these human scum inside?
Kill them all!
Pardon me, are you shooting or throwing things at me? Did no one instruct you about that? That's rude. Humans, am I right? Probably need to kill one. Any of them out here? Why, yes, there are. How convenient.
We can't win. Run.
That's right, cowardly humans. You're worthless and weak. Pathetic. On the other hand, yeah, we'll go with that. Very nice. Oh my god. Note to self. Sell off 250 of some of your crafting mats, dude. Horn at 384. Better. Staff at 412. Better. Gloves, not as good, sadly. All right, where were we? We did not get the waypoint inside, and I would feel embarrassed if I didn't go back and grab it. Get more hero points? I did not even notice. No, we did. We may have gotten one. I'm getting shouts, yeah. To let it all out. They're just standing there. Guys, gonna do anything?
A
You just-
break already. What, do the kiddies need their naps?
Give me one reason I shouldn't rip out your...
Ogres incoming! Point your claws at them instead of each other!
Okay. We've got ogre sign.
Kill them all! Adrenaline rising! Ready!
Enemy incoming!
They're coming in too fast. You guys need more help or you got it now? I'll be back here in 5 minutes and they'll all be dead. A lot of these char, they talk a good game, but and now, wasp squooshing time. Nature's assholes, the wasp. Oh, a couple of nodes of iron ore. I believe we are getting advancement in the Adventure Guide Volume 3 here. No? Mining ore? Can't be done here. It has to be done one of those three. Now that's just wonderful. Oh, sarcasm, by the way. It's not actually wonderful. For any of you who did not take advantage of when we first did the event for Quick Play Fractals, now would be a good time to do so. You no longer will get the accelerated path to the legendary gloves of your choice. But there are plenty of people who are going to be doing it because the Fractal Rush event is happening. Now, if you didn't do it, there'll be a lot of people doing Quick Play Fractals. I may do some later.
Adrenaline full.
The quick play mechanic will be coming in, I think, in next month with the first content patch for Visions of Eternity. I believe the unifying strikes and raids into a single thing that I am calling straids. I think they're calling like raid encounters. What they're calling it. And I believe they'll be having a quick play for those. Those new pants are slightly better than what I'm wearing. And that means new dies. 483 rifle, slightly better. We have our first sighting of random new dies tonight. I am currently not wearing, this is the equipment I'm wearing. It's so boring. So I'm currently wearing an outfit. This is the chef's outfit or cook's outfit, the char version, which has a whole bunch of meat hooks and stuff, which is appropriate given that the char are presumably obligate carnivores. Currently we're wearing Sunfire Lava, which as you can tell, pretty bright. Let's see if we can get another appalling one. Not bad. Salmon, and we do know Char likes salmon. Black cherry, nice little accent color, and peach tint. I don't think they're big on peaches, but the other one seemed fun. Certainly, the butchery appurtenances are appropriate for them, given that the char have a cultural festival called Meattoberfest, which, by the way, involves a whole lot of ale. And meat and ale, I would like to buy tickets, please. Yep, I thought there was something. Direction? Indeed. There is. Oh, isn't this also a heart? I think so. It is. Time to kill some Char renegades. Hey. You know, hey, there we go. The Legionnaire, they made it against the Harpies. Somebody helped them out, and I just got blown up. Oh, nice big kaboom and knockdown. Oh, you don't have to.
Getting pumped.
I didn't quite get out of that. Oh, I did get out of that. I guess that was... Okay, now. Now they must pay. I will make them all pay. They shall all pay. Hi, guys. You ready to pay?
Ready for anything.
They think they're ready for anything. Oh, wait. Maybe that was... Every and anything. So, in about 13 or 14 minutes, the new season for Torchlight Infinite starts. I was planning on playing, but the Guild Wars 2, I don't want to say news.
Kill 'em all.
Food, you're quite sure your body... Your birthday dinner will be steak and potatoes with sourdough cinnamon buns for dessert. Steak and potatoes, obviously, you can't go wrong.
Adrenaline rising.
Like pan-fried potatoes in particular, and especially if you've got access to duck fat. Holy shit. And the cinnamon buns, well, for my New Year's, I had 3 things that I was interested in getting, and I decided, screw it. I will just pay to have 3 things, or things delivered from 3 places. And so I did. I had tacos from Jack in the Box. I had chicken sandwiches, some chicken nuggets and french fries from Popeyes. And lastly, but certainly not least, 2 Cinnabons. Right up there, your sourdough. These were not sourdough, but yeah, they are actually a sin. I don't even believe in sin, but if it exists in any way, form, or fashion, and you could make it manifest into a food object, it would be a Cinnabon. I hadn't had one for years. I had 2. I had one on the day of and one the next day, and just... The very center of a Cinnabon is a sin. It just is. You have chickens but no ducks. We don't have a source of water for them, otherwise your wife would have gotten ducks years ago. I'm an enormous fan of duck and the various products one can get out of it. Most Americans have never had duck, which is just a shame. There was a show with Gordon Ramsay where he was, whoops, it helps if you actually look at the vista, where he was doing, I don't know, he was teaching Americans with no real cooking experience how to cook. You know, it was one of the gimmicky shows. He's a great chef. I don't mind him making a buck. And he has a really good attitude about the whole experience. So he's doing that. And one of the dishes he was going to teach them was, I think, roast duck. And so he shows them how he makes it and how he wants them to make it. And then he cuts it up so that they can taste it. And the looks on their faces when they taste roast duck for the first time. It's like, oh, music from heavens, ascending to heaven and having a nice duck meal. Just their faces were astonished. Never had duck in any form. Take all the good things about, say, chicken thigh meat and just make them better. Oh, these guys have to die.
Kill them all! That's the stuff.
The classic way you'll get it done is duck breast, which is great, obviously. But if you've got access to magre of duck, which is the breasts of foie gras ducks, that is cooked in such a way that it's served rare. And it's amazing. And it tastes entirely different from regular sort of roast duck breast. Confit of duck,
Kill them all!
which is duck thighs, basically, for the most part. Cooked in duck fat, slow cooked in duck fat. Confit, unfucking believable. You can take the confit and you can take the meat off the thighs and preserve it by packing it in more duck fat. Frying potatoes in duck fat. They even talk about that in the second John Wick movie. The bad guy at the end is sort of hiding in the Continental and eating at the restaurant. He comments about duck fat being the secret to the incredible potatoes he's eating. And he is so right.
I'm ready for anything.
Let's res this guy. Pardon me as I wax rhapsodic about duck. It's just... I mean, I was one of those Americans who'd never had it until he had it. My family was very much sort of the
Kill them all!
white, middle-class, 60s culinary tradition when I was growing up. We're going in after everybody. There's a veteran down there. We want to target him primarily. There we are. Didn't realize this one hadn't taken up arms against me. Sorry about that, friend. You know the face, you had a chef friend make homemade Swedish meatballs with real ingredients for a whole football team of youth that had only the store-bought materials in their lives, meatballs in their lives. They were baffled. No, not really TV dinners. Occasionally, if we were sick, maybe, or my mom was sick. No, spaghetti with a packaged spaghetti sauce. If we had Chinese food, it would be fried shrimp, chow mein, fried rice. Casseroles, burgers, steaks. My dad was a huge fan of steaks, so we had a lot of steak. And we, under my family, had a sort of a culinary awakening to the point where my mother ends up, in her, I guess, late 50s, early 60s, is is taking cooking lessons in Europe. Basically, they have at least they used to have these things where it was sort of a tour where you would go to you make great dishes from professional chefs, working with them for like a week in a really great location. As an example, twice she went to Badia a Coltobuono in Italy, and that is owned by Lorenzo de' Medici, of those de' Medicis.
Keep Ascalon in your heart.
And so we ate all kinds of stuff. I remember the first time we had Szechuan chicken, we had to drive an hour and a half for this new restaurant that had spicy Chinese food because no one had ever heard of it before. We went to, I think, the first name Thai restaurant in America, a place called Plern in Berkeley. So just this incredible explosion. The whole family just opened up from, what was the standard, bland, predictable American fare to the non-usual stuff. Self-grown potatoes, meat. Yeah, simple, but I have little doubt. So good. My family had a cabin in Northern California, and we'd never had really good steaks until we got just the basic steaks from the grocery store up there, because there's a whole lot of cattle ranch in the area. And so the cows were much higher quality. The meat was unbelievable. So that was part of the education too, was about the quality of the products. I was never a huge fan of steak. My dad loved it, so we had it a lot. I didn't dislike it, but it was kind of an eye-opener the first time having, actual range-fed beef. Whole milk from another farm and cheese from your own production from the farm. Ain't nothing wrong with any of that. There was a point where my parents were regularly, anytime they had like a special occasion, like going out for a birthday with friends or whatever, they were going to a place in Berkeley called Chez Panisse, which was one of the sort of groundbreaking new cuisine places in California. Can't or won't cook. That's certainly not unusual. That they won't, because they don't have any faith that they can make anything any good. In a lot of cases, it's just they're not comfortable even trying. I have certainly worked with a lot of people like that didn't know, but because I always watched my mom cook, because I found cooking interesting, I actually turned out to be a pretty good cook. I don't do it as much as I used to for obvious reasons. I'm old and fat and lazy. Hey, I was working there. Jerk. They buy cheap store-bought industrial food. I do sometimes. I still cook on my own. Tonight I made a ham and bean soup. It's kind of cold here by my standards. Let's be clear. I'm a Bay Area native. We actually got down to 33 the other night. That would be half a degree Celsius. And that's unusual. Every 5 or 6 years, we might get a night or two where we crack freezing. Dude, welcome, and good evening to you. But today, for instance, was supposed to be 20 and a half Celsius. We only made it to 19 and a half Celsius. That's 69 and 67 respectively, for those of you who don't speak C. Don't speak C. See, it's a programming language, and also Celsius. Friend in the city, very rich, but he bought Wagyu beef and said it was really disgusting. Oh, wow. Now, I've had... at the time, it wasn't called Wagyu. The still Kobe was the highest classification they had at the time. But if it wasn't Wagyu, it was very, very close. I had that, would have been about 96, maybe? 97, one of my 2 trips to Japan, at a shabu shabu place. And keep in mind that's 95 or 96, and it was $100 a seat for me and the manager I was with. And he sprung because he could write it off, expense accounted. And it was a shabu shabu place. If you're not familiar with shabu shabu, basically you have a hot broth and stuff that you dunk into the hot broth and then dunk into sauces and stuff. And so this thinly sliced Wagyu, or Kobe at the time, you'd pick it up and literally just dunk it in the hot broth, and it was cooked instantly. And it was incredible. There wasn't a lot of it in that meal, but the meal was great. Minus 32°C a few days ago. You can do better, Nod Knox. A friend of mine moved from Saskatchewan because he got sick of how cold the winters were. He went to Nova Scotia, so he gave up the cold temperature for more snow. Less cold, more snow. But a couple of times they hit the break-even point, minus 40, which is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit. Did I grab this? I don't even remember. No. Yes, I did, actually. We have more points? We have more points. Give me more shouts. How about some stances? Because you can stance if you want to. Sorry. Yeah, the coldest temperature I've ever been in would be minus 1 Celsius. .3 meters of snow over 48 hours. Worst storm in modern times. I'm certainly going to have to agree that that is a ridiculously awful storm. Now, when it comes to weather, I am the almost perfect example of a California candy ass. The perfect example of a California candy ass would be someone who lives in San Diego. San Diego basically has about the best climate. It doesn't get incredibly hot. Most days, I would think low to mid 70s this time of year. So 22, maybe 24 Celsius. It's about the only place in the world I would concede without any issue that has better weather than we have in the Bay Area. But I am, unsurprisingly, a Bay Area loyalist. Had to hand shovel your rod. Took a lot, but he's so proud. Day later, another 40 centimeters. I have shoveled snow. I mentioned that we had a cabin in Northern California, and a lot of time when we first went up to open the cabin in June, usually, a lot of times there was a foot or more of snow and ice still there on the porch. The rest of the place didn't have much, but the porch still had it because it was a wooden porch and therefore kind of insulated. So I have shoveled snow, but I've only shoveled sort of icy type snow and ice. Let's see, I have been in the perfect, you only see it in the movies, powdered snow once, again at the cabin in Northern California, where we had snow one night. And I didn't go out in the cold, because, ooh, cold.
That's the stuff.
But we got perfect movie quality, puffy, light powder snow. So I have experienced that once in my life.
You lose.
Here, catch. He didn't catch. Well, unless it's sticking in your lungs is catching, in which case he caught. By the way, for those not knowing the 40 centimeters, that's about 16 inches. 2.54 centimeters to the inch, so about 10 centimeters to the inch. Yeah, 10 centimeters to 4 inches. There we go. Where are we at? We are 72% done with map completion. How close are we on the achievements that we're looking for the character adventure guide? Not that great. One more renown heart, we'll get that. We'll get the leveling up. We should get 3 more branded, but it's only tier 2. And we need 1 more event? No, 6 more events. Like shoveling candy floss, the heavy snow. Yeah, that's the stuff I have shoveled. The heavy snow and then the ice underneath, like an inch of ice, breaking up the ice. The powder stuff was awesome. It didn't even feel cold.
Adrenaline rising.
Let's see, we've had it snow and stick once in my life in the Bay Area. That would have been 75 or 6, I think. And I remember it distinctly. It wasn't my fault, but a snowball fight started in the library because most of us had never seen actual snow. I was not involved. I was watching. I don't think I was involved. Possible I was involved. I don't remember throwing a snowball. But I did decide after it had been going on for a while that, you know, an authority figure is bound to show up any minute. Time for me to get the hell out. And as I'm leaving the high school library, as I'm walking in, the principal, or as I'm walking out, the principal's walking in.
Kill them all.
And I want to see his reaction when he gets to where the fight is going on. He steps into the main room of the library. So I'm watching from 30, 40 feet away. He turns to the left. He turns to the right and catches a fucking snowball right in his face. It was glorious. And that did get Mike Hausman a suspension. I don't know if he feels it was worth it. Mike, it was worth it. Anything you get in trouble for in high school that your fellow high school students remember was awesome, you have done well. Oh, another level. That's 7 tonight? Hi there.
Getting pumped.
That was viewed as an anomaly. Yeah, one other time I have actually there has been snow that I have seen in Bay Area. Flakes were dropping and melting the instant they hit my window shield, so it didn't stick. And both of these locations were basically at sea level.
We've driven them off. For now.
Another level, more rewards, another rezzed jar. We need to kill some more branded. Aren't we lucky? Branded just happened to be waiting for us. That's thoughtful.
That's the stuff.
I really don't know what is the stuff that he keeps talking about.
Adrenaline full.
All right, what was this guy? Me and Roland Gatland. Gatland. And
Kill them all.
I'll make sure he gets his shots in. He did. We are 77% done with the map. This guy's going to grow up and be a Paragon, which is the newest spec for Warrior. And I was interested in getting him, working on him, because of the new build that came out just recently. Basically a one button build, 31k Paragon. With a rotation of heal. Use your heal skill. So hit 6, hit F2, and hit F1 and auto attack. Hit F1 on cooldown. That's it. That's the entirety of the rotation. Can you call that a rotation? I don't know. Easy to remember, though. %. I have a sneeze coming. I can feel it. It's coming. Hold on. No brains.
Kill them all. Gaining adrenaline.
Gaining
Getting
adrenaline.
pumped. Ready.
The Warrior build is Berserker gear, you know, with a couple of other optional pieces if you really want to optimize. And dagger axe. And it's an offhand axe, and you don't even press the 5 button. I've got to imagine that that button is a damage increase. And it's such a fun button to push. That's what we like, MMO players. We like a button that is effective and fun to push.
Adrenaline full. I feel strong.
Wake up, Legionnaire. Oh, this one's coming to say hi. Missed me. %. Are you dead again? Oh my god. It's so embarrassing. You're embarrassing me in front of the other Char. He's fallen over again. He's just not very good at this. You know, we got the POI. And the hard complete. You know, if you're a Char, you're supposed to be a badass, and you're just dying repeatedly. I'm sorry, I'm not sure you deserve the res, you loser. Let's see exactly. Okay. Continue heading east, I think. So the plan for tomorrow is, I think, Torchlight Infinite, as the new season has started 15 minutes ago. But I wanted to do something Guild Wars 2 related with the non-announcement announcement. The discovery of what certainly seems like actual confirmation that Guild Wars 3 is in the works. We all thought it was. It's not necessarily the only thing they're working on. There has been a rumor of a Guild Wars 2 based card game. That is another level. That's dang 49. 8 levels to that. They're all power ferocity. Swap that around. If there's anyone here who wasn't around earlier, the sort of non-confirmation confirmation that we have, that Guild Wars 3 is in fact being worked on, is a job posting for an unannounced product, writing for Guild Wars in a AAA MMORPG in Unreal Engine. Now that doesn't say, hey, we're hiring for Guild Wars 3, but it says, hi, we are hiring
Gaining adrenaline.
for Guild Wars 3. Now, the big question for me is when? I have to admit, I am actually somewhat hopeful that we will get an announcement
Feel the adrenaline.
this year. Maybe an announcement of when, and that we'll actually get the game next year. I don't think that's a completely unreasonable hope. We'll see. Alright, you're going to fly away. I'm going to destroy your eggs. And then you're going to hold me responsible, but you're not much of a mother if you run away, are you? Any real mom would defend those eggs. Hey, another player. That'll make this girl point a little easier.
Fair against this clutch.
Adrenaline full.
Where'd she go? Right, I do my spin and she vanishes. There she comes. All right. Such an annoying mechanic. That's like the 5 out of 5 events. That's like the stupid oozes that go into their evasion mode for like 3 seconds and it feels like forever. 2028 is your bet for launch. I think that's a reasonable selection. I am choosing to go optimistic. I wouldn't be surprised if it was much later, if it was like they were aiming at 2029 or 2030. I hope that's not the case. I'd kind of like the game to launch before I'm in the ground. It's like, I have no serious belief that I will live long enough to see the Riot MMO.
That's the stuff.
My over-under on that one is me in the ground.
Ready for anything.
did that miss? A couple more eggs to be smashed, maybe? We have one more heart to do, and like 3 or 4 more things to do to finish off the map. When we finally do find out what it is they're working on, presumably Guild Wars 3, or Guild Wars Infinite, or Guild Wars Beyond, or whatever name they're going to end up giving it, to see if they're going to do what they did between Guild Wars 1 and 2, which is basically make a very, very different game in the same sort of setting. Miss anything over there? Doesn't look like it. Okay, good. Certainly it would be a good time for them to drop an MMO, given with how much the Western audience is looking for a Western-styled MMO. Especially one that was being worked on. I can't remember the code name for it. That Microsoft recently shot down, that was being worked on by ZeniMax. That apparently had blown them out of the water when they saw the vertical slice demo, and they went and canceled it anyway. But I mean, look at how many people came flocking back to New World with the new expansion. People want an MMO. The Western MMO audience is dying for MMOs. Let's see, one more waypoint and one more POI. Where'd we miss him? There's the POI. Waypoint and POI. Right. It's like they've forgotten how much money WoW has made in the past and continues to make.
I'll take what you have, but we're almost out of time.
Have they forgotten how much money New World made on launch for all of its problems? Sadly, I think a lot of it is because they see what happens with the various Asian MMOs, which are not targeted for a Western MMO audience, and seeing how they perform in the West discourages the money people because they don't understand how different the audiences are between the Eastern MMO audience and the Western MMO audience. The reason the Eastern ones we don't get much in the way of big hits, with the obvious exception of FF14. But FF14 has a built-in fan base that is exceedingly loyal. Whereas the other ones don't. And they are made for an Eastern audience, which is understanding. If you're in Korea or China and you're designing a game, your primary audience is going to be the native populace. But they have very, very different gaming cultures.
Hope you're here to help.
Korean gaming culture is very pro-grinding, for example. Chinese gaming culture is very leaderboard focused. And those are not going to give you the same sort of experience that a Western audience is looking at. 5 points. We're almost done with all of our skills training, and then we'll start working on our third, and then eventually the fourth and fifth, and eventually Paragon, and 31k one-button build. That's a congratulations for finishing the map. Put those away. Sell the junk, spelled Junquue. And we do have a Black Lion chest. How nice for us. Sell the junk. Junk is sold. Those out of the inventory because we can. All right. We are going to try to go to sleep. Have a good one. Have a great birthday, sir. You've already been punished enough for your birthday being here. Hopefully the rest of it goes flawlessly. And I do want details about the steak. I'm a simple man.
Excelsior.
I'm pulling up the Black Lion chest because we have a 30 or 33% chance, I think, of getting a key, and I'm gonna manifest a key. Or maybe just a transmutation charge. However, we did hit 50.
This isn't a good time.
9 levels for the evening. That's not as good a spear gun as I've got. That mace is usable either hand, so actually we can probably hold on to both. You go back. Anything else we can dump? I don't think so. Oh wait. Staff 313. Staff 412. You go away. Good day, sir. Those away, that away, and now I'm just going to do a little bit of fractal quick play. I do the English. I do the fractal quick play on my Mechanist because it's not quite a one button. A lot of the time, it's a no button. You just hit auto attack and make sure that you dodge. And you can probably do pretty close to 20k. So it's pretty easy. I probably won't finish the 5 today for the daily. Probably only get like 2 or 3 done before I call it an evening. But hey, you can't have everything in this life. So I've been told, which honestly doesn't seem fair to me. I'm going to pull all this stuff down. Actually, except the keys and the fractal encryptions. This is stuff I've gotten from them. So a couple of ascended gear items, a couple of ascended recipes. All right, let's do a quick play. I'm interested. And we've been queued up. Only one other person has a lot of mastery points. So the others are relative newcomers to the game or just simply have been grinding out expansions.
Okay, reading in the log. Those humans into the volcano.
Oh, that's right, it's the champion first. The champion is in the We need to defeat waves of girl.
Avenge me.
Time to do some real damage.
So I'm doing this for a couple of reasons. The Fractal Rush is going on, and that gives you rewards for getting basically currency.
You'll melt away.
And the currencies, or the rewards, are various currencies and the fractal goodies, plus some of the fractaline dust. And the fractaline dust is a leftover bit
Don't falter. Our God will slay the intruder.
from the fractal quick play. Hey, I was not in that circle. In the fractal quick play event, which can be used to purchase a goodie needed to acquire another legendary gauntlet. I did get the legendary from when it was originally started, the quick play event. I would like 2 more eventually.
Time to do some real damage.
Right, we need to pick up the infused stones
These flames run
and
deep.
throw them at the Brawl Champion Shaman.
Die.
They know what they're doing. We busted through a shield really fast. So enough people. But I do not know the skip. There's a skip mechanic here. Very quickly get it in place.
Can't break this magic.
All
Engage
mine.
with the bad
God
guy.
will crush you all.
But I don't know it, so I don't use it.
There.
Those guys know the skip. I do not.
Action. Wait. Reading a new fractal disturbance.
It's possible if they can get down there, they'll kill him before I can get there. Ooh, that was close. Almost screwed that up. Almost plummeted to a painful death. And nobody wants that. Oh, I don't. Yeah, they've engaged him already. He's the 3rd dead. I don't know the skip. Sorry, guys. Not my fault.
Time to do some real damage.
My flames burn hotter.
Back at it.
This can't be happening.
That was fast. That was about as fast as that fractal can be done. If I knew the skip, it might have been 10 or 15 seconds faster. But no.
Another personal victory.
Those guys know what they're doing. Better than I do. Ooh, snaps and crackles. Back pops. So we got all of this, and I haven't even opened the reward sack. It's just the stuff from the chests and whatnot. Weird. And whatnot. What the hell is a whatnot?
Now I shall break you.
Ecto! doesn't like it. Let's open our 2 boxes.
Oh, shiny.
In cursive investigations, infinite recursion, we're up to 123 out of 150 fractal dust. This pleases me. 150 fractal and dust to let me get a spark, and a couple of other items, and I can get another set of legendary gloves. Probably mediums, I think. So, taking a quick look at the achievements, the bonus event, the Fractal Rush. We're at 66 out of 100. There are 10 tiers at each of the 10 trophies. It's like 4 to 6 trophies per fractal. These other achieves just give you a reward of 10 fractals, or 10 of the trophies. And if I go to Fractaline Dust, it helps if you spell it correctly, you know? 6 iterations of fractalization. We're currently at a total of 123. Okay. So 27 more. And we can get the spark from the spark. A couple of things, we can make a legendary. Fractal quick play. Dark magic. That first one is probably the fastest of the 10 different ones you can get, and that was done extremely quickly. Deep Stone is, I think, the longest. This is one that I don't know the mechanic for. Honestly, don't. But hopefully, these players will.
That gargantuan must be chained there for a reason.
I know it's the seals. You have to break the seals to release the unfortunate, unhappy giant. Where'd everyone go in here? Not everyone. There's one person who wasn't there yet. So I'm going to follow these people because presumably no. I gotta put away the bot. This is one thing the bot gets in the way of.
I've beaten you, but you don't know it yet.
Broke one.
Attack my target!
There's the other. And I don't know which directions you go. I guess it's left the first time, and I think right the second. There are traps to be avoided. The wind blows here and can blow you off. Like that. He got hit, but he was fortunate and got propelled forward. Lucky man. Whew, I barely got past that one before I stopped. Oh, that time he did not get so lucky. Woohoo! I will let someone who knows what they're doing speak to him. Did I actually finish first on the race up the steps? What the hell? It's not actually a race, but you know. We're gamers. We're competitive. And I was faster than them because I'm better than them.
We will never yield.
I'm failing quickly.
Get out. Potential poop. There's cultist hammers everywhere. Oh, kill some cultists. He broke the arm seals. Send him away again, because he picking your way up these platforms and whatnot with Dave the Murder Bot can be difficult at times. So, plus this way we get to drop him on the bad guys. Hilarious.
I could outrun a centaur.
Maybe I was the illusion all along.
Like that. Go back again. I think maybe I didn't notice where one else went. They went back.
Time to do some real damage.
I'm neither here nor there.
I know at some point you have to go back and forth there, but I don't know. I just don't know the details on the fractal. I got in it 8 or 10 times. Something. Going back again. Okay. I'm fine with that. Or you just run back and forth forever.
Attack my target!
Probably not optimal gaming, but the seal was broken on this one. Okay, it previously wasn't. So I think you have to go back and forth twice. The Arch Diviner has stolen the hammer. Destroy the final seal. Final countdown. Sorry. I never learn. Sorry. All right. I'm done now. All right. Bad man cometh.
Feel the fury. Mow him down.
Vulnerable. Hit the seal and he's vulnerable again. We've got CC to spare. Vulnerable again. Vulnerable.
You're
Replenishing.
see. I'm in bad shape here.
Mow him down.
Shifting sands.
And down. Like just one more whack.
Mine. All mine.
128. I think I'll do one more and then I'll call it an evening. Good evening to those of you who have joined me later into the stream here. If you're Guild Wars 2 players, and you noticed the clickbaity title, I will sum up. Job posting at ArenaNet. Undisclosed project. Writing for Guild Wars. AAA. MMORPG. Unreal Engine. In essence, whether they call it Guild Wars 3 or not, it's pretty much Guild Wars.
Shiny.
Affirmative.
And we are going back in for one last, I think. We've gotten 2 of the fast ones so far. Fast-ish. Certainly the first one, very fast. 17 mastery for the first person. I'm at 646. 231, 660. That person's at or almost at the cap. I would be at cap except for the Iceberg Saga mastery points, which suck.
This is the exit.
No, but look. We found the prisoners. They're forcing them to mine.
All right. I want to stick with whoever's in
I
front.
wouldn't wish mining on my worst enemy.
Me either. Let's go.
All right. Oh, are we going to fight our way? Everyone else they just kite through all this stuff.
I could outrun a centaur.
Our bond is unbreakable.
All over these caves.
So it's going to be a little bit slower than it
Everyone
usually
pick up a
is.
weapon.
Are you
See,
okay?
whoever's in front now is just going to kite.
Let's just get out of here.
Run through.
Tilia?
Don't
They are.
ask me that.
I'm
Not
following
now.
them.
You and your friends just need to get us out.
Okay.
I'm on fire! They'll have to hit much harder.
Tribune Brimstone sent me to get you out. Report. What have you seen?
Flame Legion, and lots of them, in full-on war mode. They've got Dredge working.
This will be the first time I've actually fought my way through
Okay,
this
let's
run.
get out of here.
Every other
One
time
of
I
us
have
has to
followed
make it
guys
back
who were
to warn
just
the Citadel.
darting right through.
Oh yeah. Let's go!
On guard!
Which is one you know that was happening. It is easy to fall behind if you're not paying attention. You engage.
That's the last of you.
You're the only
No.
one who engaged.
Now we get the flock out of here. Okay, everyone, we stick together. Do you hear me?
2 big ugly
You're the
bosses
sheep,
at the end of this
I'm
fight.
The ram. Follow me.
How come you get to be the ram?
I've got the horse.
That had to hurt.
They'll have to hit much harder.
Get the point?
I could outrun a centaur.
Little CC, Mr. Elite Molten Fire Shaman Dead Guy.
I've got the target.
I walked out of a burning ring of fire. Broken? Well-timed dodge by yours truly. Apparently, he's really keen. Got him.
Replenishing.
Yes?
Got it. We'll finish this one up. I'll open
I've
up
got the target.
Fracky boxes I've got.
Through your flesh! Kill shot.
few keys to do that, most likely. And done.
Time to do some real damage. I could outrun a centaur.
Clever molten mining suit. That is where we'll have our big fight.
Sorry, Cub. This is not your lucky day.
I think there's an order in which you ideally want to kill these two guys, but
Oh, we're so
I'm guessing it's the one here that everyone is surrounded.
Ah, yeah. Let's go!
I've got the target.
We can handle them. Spread out.
Time to do some real damage.
That's hot.
I got it. Trench. Off the charts. Be careful.
Broken.
I could outrun a centaur.
Mortify him. Got him. We're up to 132 out of 150.
Fractal stabilized. I wish I were there. So many questions, not enough answers.
Victory is ours. Those were 3 quite competent groups. And me.
This is the only proper course. Begin destruction protocol.
So, the junk stuff, and we'll open up. We have 11 fractal encryptions and 6 fractal encryption keys. And then I'll be calling it an evening. Open up the chests and see what loot we got. Fractal weapon grade. Okay, that's for hitting like tier 5, I think, out of 10. A bit higher than that, maybe 6, 7. Let's see. Bonus events. Fractal Rush. 7 is the weapon case. Which is weapons that look like that. I like the animation that they leave behind. They're not particularly... They do have that sort of broken and yet held together by magical force fields kind of look. It's not that at all. And those are, I believe, it's a choosy box, so your choice of item and stats on the item. You also have the Fractal Initiates chest.
Shiny.
The key, a stabilizing matrix, 2 agony infusions, and a resonating sliver. Buy a couple more keys. We have 11 boxes. And you can get a key from a box, so we'll see if we can get exactly the right amount of keys. Daily, you can buy up to 30, relatively cheap. They get more expensive after that. I'm just going to buy 3. Okay, 4. We'll consume them all, and we now have 11 boxes total. They're not particularly fascinating boxes, I have to say. These are all sold for gold, some crafty bits, and the rares, not all that exciting.
Mine. All mine.
All right. Those are the crafty bits. We got 2 more keys. We got a handful of fractal relics. That's 3 more fractal relics, which is currency. 2 handfuls. And we got a grand total of about, what, 4 gold worth? Something like that. Oh, 4.5 gold worth.
Always
And a
a
couple
pleasure.
of mini Professor Mews, of which there are so many out there, they are essentially godless. But that's going to do it for me for this evening. As always, I want to thank you guys very, very much for hanging out here. It is appreciated. I will be back tomorrow at the usual time. Yeah, for usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand. Probably for the new season of Torchlight Infinite, which started almost an hour ago. If you're not familiar with Torchlight Infinite, it is a mobile/PC game, an ARPG, so a Diablo-alike. In a lot of ways, kind of superior to a lot of the content being put out by other ARPGs. They crank it out regularly. It's usually pretty good, the seasonal mechanic. The game is a blaster. You really get to annihilate large batches of critters, which is always entertaining. And it does have a mobile client as well. And I want to say this. Unlike console/PC games where the UIs are fucking terrible, this is a mobile PC game where the UI is better than any console PC UI I have played. And console UI designers should find that a point of shame that they're being outdone by a mobile game. Regardless, I'm back tomorrow. Again, thank you all for hanging out. Hopefully you will see me soon. Have a great rest of your Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, afternoon, evening, day, night. Choose one or more. Back again. Take care and ciao.